here with Gina, and Gina has been in the Becoming Limitless program for 6 months now. And we're going to go a little bit about the experience of the program, how everything, what her experience was, what she learned, and some of the things she just wants to share as part of her experience. So, Gina, thank you so much for joining on. First question we'll ask right up is, can you give us a bit of an idea of where you were prior to joining the program? Like, what were you struggling with? And what was that kind of hurdle you were looking to get over?
Yeah, so I used to fill every minute of every day with work, even rather unproductive or unfocused work, since I was always so tired. Like trying to feel like I could eventually reach a point where I felt caught up, but I never felt caught up. I always felt behind no matter what. Like in the name of reaching that nebulous goal, I wasn't taking care of my health or protecting my sleep and rest or anything resembling balance. Yet I never reached that goal of feeling accomplished. More would simply pile on my to-do list, and I'd tell myself it was okay because that far off someday was out there. And then I'd finally have these big projects done and could feel accomplished, but I was so wrong. And I didn't even know what accomplished meant for me. In fact, I didn't even know that was what my problem was. I just thought that fixing my sleep issues would be the start to fixing everything else.
Yeah, I love that. Sometimes it's just figuring out that unique place to start where you hadn't quite thought of before, right? Like, oh, maybe it is the sleep. I remember that was like a really big, like, whoa, aha moment for you. So after going through this program, what do you think that the biggest thing you have learned or applied is? Like, what has created the biggest impact or result in your life?
Yeah, I mean, that all changed really since joining Becoming Limitless because, like, through your coaching during our calls, I did come to understand that my sleep and health issues stemmed from the way I was thinking about my work and how I never felt like I could accomplish enough and like not the other way around. So my biggest win was really making the that huge mindset shift to change that thinking and learning ways to feel accomplished for my workday in order to have better work life balance. And because of that shift, I could actually go to bed without feeling like I couldn't sleep until I got just one more thing done. Like I had to like earn rest.
Oh yeah, that has to be transformational. So like if you're looking at the results you've created with just watching your thinking and everything like that and what you have learned and your energy and all that, how has that all affected your business with what you've learned in the program?
Well, one of the things you taught me was putting together well, you had a time hacking training that really helped me, and I adapted it for myself using Asana. And that has been such a game changer in just how I think about what I do accomplish in a day and how much I can get done. And it makes it more realistic and like what to do when I don't actually get everything done and what like how to put those or account for those tasks in a way that is still reasonable instead of just like shoving it right before bed and trying to get it done. So I think that was one of the biggest ways it helped me actually feel like I was just knocking things off my list for my business. And so I think I got more done in some of those first days of using that Asana board from your hacking training that than I had like ever done before.
I love that. And that probably circles so nicely back into helping you be able to fall asleep and turn your brain off if you're not like, oh, what did I do? Did I not get it done? There's so much to do, right? Awesome. So there's a lot in the program. I mean, there's the community, there's the group calls, there's the programs and the weekly work. There's a lot in there. What was your favorite part and why?
My favorite part was the group calls. I even when I didn't have time to do much of the other things, at least that was something that was on my schedule and something that I had committed to making time for. So at least I could tune into the calls, even when I didn't think I had anything. And you would always give us such juicy, good tidbits of lessons and things to think about and new ways to think about stuff that um, I didn't want to miss that. And then on top of that, just getting the actual individualized coaching on those calls was what helped me break through the like issues I had around sleep and stuff. I don't think I would like I was convinced that sleep was my issue and if I could just fix my sleep, then everything else would fall together. And it, you pretty quickly through your coaching helped me get to the bottom of the fact that no, that like the reason sleep wasn't working was because all these other things weren't working and how my mindset was around those things and not getting enough done in a day to fall asleep. So I think, I mean, those huge shifts all came through the calls.
I love that. Obviously, group calls were something that was awesome. And with all the resources you had, did you feel like the program was actionable?
Yeah, totally. You gave us actual steps. It felt very specific. Usually you even broke it down into like a one, two, three, like here's the first thing, here's the second thing. And I mean my process brain loves that. And that's something that I know like when I met with my first therapist once upon a time, I didn't even know why we were there. Like I didn't understand like how anything would help me. It just didn't feel very practical. We just sort of chatted things out and then I just kind of leave and I didn't really know what I was getting from that, but that has been not the case here. Um, it's definitely been like okay, so these could be some things or problems or um, just things that we're all dealing with, and how else could we think about that? And if we do it like start here and then do this, and sometimes you even like gave us those assignments and to do and come back with what we had come up with for each thing. So they were totally actionable, and you always did it in a sustainable way too. So it wasn't just like a whole dump of stuff. It was like, okay, make sure you only take, like start with these first things first. So I always appreciated that.
Oh, I love that. Last question. Let's say you're talking to someone who's on the fence and they're like, I don't know, I want to join, but I'm not sure. Is it for me? Can I do it? What would you say to this person?
So like even if you think you know what your issues and possible solutions are, Tanessa's coaching will help you understand what's really underneath it all so you can finally take steps to make lasting and sustainable improvements.
I love this. Well, Gina, it has been a pleasure to work with you over the last 6 months. And thank you so much for sharing your feedback and your thoughts and everything like that, because I imagine this is going to be really useful to someone who's watching this and getting ready to become limitless themselves. Thank you so much.
Want to know more about the Becoming Limitless program? Everything you need to know is linked in the description. You can head to my website at tanessashears.com to learn all about the program. Or if you're not ready to work together yet, you can check out my free podcast, Becoming Limitless. It's the go-to podcast for entrepreneurs who want to optimize their brain and their body with biohacking.